everybody? The collab that you guys been waiting for, Black Ramen podcast, alongside with Anime Alchemist. So we're gonna go in a circle. We're gonna introduce everybody because just being nice, just being gracious. We're about to go ham. What's up, everybody? This is Chatty Patty, aka Madam Strawhat, aka this is my pirate ship, aka I am the celestial freaking dragon. And then we're gonna head it off all the way to what? The left, right? That's the left. Okay, go ahead, Derbs.
As you put in the direction, sure.
I love that.
What's up, everybody? This is Derby, aka Sexual Chocolate, here with everyone again, enjoying anime stuff. I guess we're going in the circle. So go ahead.
Hello, everyone. This is Sleepy Bree, Tea Sippin' Bree, as always, and I'm sitting upright today since we are talking with friends. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Yeah, thanks for the introduction. So we are the Anime Alchemist podcast. My name is Martine.
My name is Gary.
My name is Emery.
And we're very excited for this. This is going to be like a very, very fun conversation. I can already tell just from our banter beforehand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's gonna be a wrap. I can't wait. It's gonna be well over 5 hours, Bree. Let's go.
Okay, then we got to start things off right away. So to begin with, we're a little bit late since it's been a few days, like a week-ish, since the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. But as always, we are ready to come in and break it down. So we'll start with just another quick little intro to the Anime Awards and why this year was a little different in previous years. We mentioned this on a previous episode, but a lot of people, if they weren't paying attention, might be wondering, why isn't Chainsaw Man elected for anything? Right. Anime Alchemist, was this something you guys noticed or were confused about?
Oh yeah, that was like the first question we had.
That was my main question.
Like, well, where is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we swear.
Last year's.
Right?
Last year's?
This is not something that had been happened before.
We did have a home phone call, right? We got scared. We was like, "Is Mappa okay?"
They must not have paid their taxes either.
Stop it! You guys were gloating because, in case you guys don't know, we at Black Ramen were a little bit rolling our eyes at Chainsaw Man, so we were a little happy when we didn't see it. But what happened was, if you look deep into their rules, like you specifically go looking for it, this year Crunchyroll did something that in previous years we did not see any example of. Instead of having a calendar year anime that came out January to December of 2022, they decided to start with the winter season, and ignore the fall season. So normally the fall season is the last one you see before the award season, since that's what normally starts in about October and runs through December.
But correction. So it's the fall season. They started not with the winter, but the fall season of the previous year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Going over.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So that's why all the stuff from this past fall season, like Chainsaw Man, Bleach, all that wasn't included.
Everything that ran October through December, starting in those periods, was ignored and will be on the board season coming up 9-10 months from now.
Oh, what the heck?
That doesn't even make sense.
That's so weird.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it is. It made no sense
because like it's gonna be
not
such
prevalent now. Oh,
what? And like a lot of people are gonna forget after like all the new stuff that happens this year.
What
we are getting like we're getting Attack on Titan, for example, the last 2 parts, hopefully.
That's what you think.
Right?
There's money to be made.
Who knows? Maybe next year we'll be celebrating part 75, but who knows?
You already know.
But we have that. We have Demon Slayer coming out too. One Piece is obviously still going on too, and who knows? We might get more. We're supposed to be getting, I think, Solo Leveling this year, possibly.
Yes,
too.
Solo Leveling and Paradise.
So
what is
there's
it?
Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to be coming out that I feel like might overshadow Chainsaw Man, especially if it's going to be such a long time since it first came out, which kind of sucks because Chainsaw Man did really good and it was hyped up and everyone was talking about it every single week. That and Bleach, in my opinion, were the ones like, everybody was talking about everywhere on social media.
Oh, bro, JJK is gonna come out too.
I totally forgot about
Chainsaw Man might have been crushed by this. For example, do you remember all the shows that you watched in 2021 fall season? Because that's what this award season covered. 2021 fall season.
Too far back. I can't. I watched too much anime to remember that.
And a little bit of a defense to them is like, is it that far back? Because you already kind of do that with winter of every year. So every year is still just a full year. It's still the same span of time. It's just awkwardly cut up.
Yeah, I think it's just like the timing of it. It's an awkward place in my opinion, because when you compare it to like the Oscars, for example, you know, they do like the full year from like January to December.
Yeah.
So like I feel like that's what most people think of when they think of the 2022 Oscars or Anime Awards or whatever, right? But if you're cutting off the last few months where some of the biggest, you know, animes come out, it's just a weird decision in my opinion. But
it is.
Right.
Crunchyroll
conspiracy theories.
Crunchyroll definitely
conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Did someone like sleep with the wrong person? Was a specific ploy against Chainsaw Man?
Oh my god!
Inquiring minds want to know.
You think what I'm thinking?
Quite interesting.
Oh my god!
Really
that's actually funny.
For real?
I mean, they said they're thinking of something. So what y'all thinking?
I don't know, because again, now that Chainsaw Man is in this current set, they've got a lot of big names to fight.
Oh,
and like looking at the current winners of the 22 awards, I feel like Chainsaw Man could have taken some of them in that pool.
Some of them.
Oh, hands down.
For sure.
Hands down.
Right?
The opening, hands down.
Opening was one of the most iconic ones of the year. Yeah.
Best animation. I've never seen a doorknob look so pretty in my life. Like,
they would have given Demon Slayer.
Best animation.
You're not wrong. Honestly, remember that like POV shot whenever they were like, I think it was what's her face, the eye patch girl. She was like going into the room, and we got like a camera shot from like her point of view, like walking through the room. Like, that was something so cool that I haven't seen really in recent anime, and it stood out to me so much. I feel like it was more creative and cinematic. In terms of like animation than anything else, and you can tell that it was very cinematic because the creator like referenced all these movies in the intro. You can tell he's a film guy. You know what I mean?
And what else? It was like a bunch of movies he put.
It's like Pulp Fiction. What's that other one? Of course, when I needed
Shawshank.
Shawshank Redemption.
There was a lot of Quentin Tarantino references.
A lot.
That
as long as
they
didn't put Django in it, I'm fine. As long as there was no Django in it.
Right, that supporting character.
Oh,
I think it could have also gotten that. But anyway, since we're already bringing up the awards, let's go a rundown of some of our favorites, least favorites that we loved. First of all, I am psyched at the anime of the year. Like, anyone else excited or impressed by that?
I didn't watch it, so I really don't have much of an opinion on it. That's one that I did not really get a chance
to put it like a wise man once said, David, you don't need more enhancements. I need more enhancements. And that wise man was him.
Hey, before we move forward, I just want to let it be known, if you guys missed it, you can go to Crunchyroll app and look at the awards. Crunchyroll pulled out the red carpet for this one. The tables was white. They had every single utensil for eating on the, like, it looked beautiful. Candles were lit. They had an orchestra. They had celebrities. They even had one of the stars from Stranger Things, a Wrestling Federation women's division. She was there. I forgot her name, but she had mad Demon Slayer tats. They had so many people up there. I was waiting for Oda, but then I realized he would never bless us with his presence. That
not
like that. Oda is busy.
He is busy.
Better shit to do.
They had some streamers there too. I think I remember seeing like Valkyrie. She was one of the presenters too for one of the awards. So that's like a pretty big deal too, because it's the Crunchyroll Awards, you know, but you're getting people in a completely different genre, you know, like streaming, video games, all that stuff. So you really start to see like that mix of industries, kind of, sort of, and using big names like Valkyrie and all of them. And I think it was Saikuno was the other one. I thought it was really cool. You know, I haven't seen that before.
Right. It felt like a proper award show. Like, I know COVID made some of the other years a little bit difficult, but since it came out, it was always like a little cutesy thing, that the kind of thing you would expect to be watching on Twitch for the award season.
Yeah.
Not to knock it, but like, it made sense. It's very small niche, but this, it felt like a proper industry award.
Right.
Yeah.
And animation deserves it. I think we all remember, was it the Oscars last year when someone was presenting the animation category and she said some ignorant line like, it's for kids to enjoy and parents to endure.
My God. That pisses me off so much.
That pissed me off so much. I was like, who this bitch? Who wrote these lines?
People that still go around saying that animation or anime is made for kids, just like, you can tell that you haven't even tried to get into it, because there's some mature content out there that's like solely animated that you can really only do in an animated format. Like, trust me, a kid should not be watching Attack on Titan.
Anime was never meant for kids.
Yeah, that's
Goku slapped Bulma on her hoo-ha.
Where's your balls?
That was like the first or second episode.
This is early.
Good way to put that, bro.
Goku just walks around with his, with his goodies out, with his family
Dragon Balls.
With his Dragon Balls.
Yes, that's true too. But I think it's only never meant for it. I think it's only a Western thing where they won't really consider anime anything but just children.
Yeah, I think it's because of Disney, to be honest. Like, you think of animation, you'd probably think of Disney movies and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, it's up for kids, or like Nick, Cartoon Network, all that stuff. Like, yeah, of course, there's animation for kids, but even if you go way back, like if you start looking at the history of animation, a lot of the early animation was actually set and like geared for adults because it was more of like that kind of like slapstick comedy, but with mature themes, and it was essentially like geared for adults because they could do things that weren't as conventional to do in a live action. And then they started seeing like that it started taking off, and it kind of developed into more of like a kid-friendly thing with like Disney and Pixar and all that stuff. And now I feel like we're finally coming back to the way it was, where it's a lot more of it is more mature with shows like Family Guy, Futurama, Rick and Morty, like all this stuff. You do see like more mature animation in the West. I think it's just a matter of time before like the Japanese animation collides with the Western, which is it's already kind of happening, and it's just going to be embraced everywhere, in my opinion.
Hopefully, we can only hope.
Out of time.
Yeah.
But back to the awards themselves.
Right. Yeah.
So y'all haven't watched Cyberpunk?
I
no, I've seen it.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't think it deserved the best anime of the year?
Quick question: are you tainted by playing the video game first?
No.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I also didn't play the video game, but I really thought, well, I'm also biased. I love short 12-episode series because you can fit so much in with the intense pacing. And I thought it did a great job laying it out. I love Studio Trigger. So the way that they kind of dialed back some of their over cheesiness for it, I thought it worked really well. So who would you have nominated instead of Cyberpunk?
Summertime Rendering.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They had no shot. They had no chance because Disney screwed it so hard.
They did. They did. It was locked away.
Summertime Rendering is amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Animation, beautiful, storyline, impeccable. The gore.
No spoils. I still have a few episodes left to get to, but it is amazing. But with the way the awards are set up, it had zero chance because not enough people had seen it. At this point, because anime is so accessible through official platforms, that the amount pirating it has started to go down. Right. So with hundreds and thousands of millions of views going into Crunchyroll, Hulu, HBO even has some.
Yeah.
The ones who are specifically waiting and voting for Summertime have no chance. In fact, was it even nominated for anything?
No.
Which sucks.
And it wasn't a fall anime, was it?
No.
No. I think they released it. Yeah.
Not early.
It
could have been earlier.
It's just come out in the winter.
It's just been behind Disney Plus forever, so I can't be sure.
Dang. Okay, Patty, what's the next category?
The next category, ladies and gentlemen, is anime best anime character design. So
I have feelings about this.
Wait,
I know, sorry.
Of course, Demon Slayer.
Not that Demon Slayer didn't deserve it. I just feel like it's a weird category because so many anime come from the manga. So, like, if it's best character design for the anime, but the anime
wouldn't it just be like best artwork? I guess like manga artwork essentially, because it's based off of that, right?
Characters, really.
It just feels like a weird category in general.
There's some animes that are like original animes that don't have a manga as the source. Yeah, if they had only animes like that in this category, it makes sense.
Another thing, it was Demon Slayer that won. They won against Dress Up Darling.
That doesn't make sense.
King's Ranking, Spy Family, JoJo, and Cyberpunk. And
out of those, I think Cyberpunk is the only original anime.
Of course you would. Of course you
No,
would.
I'm just pointing out of all the others had source material that the designs came from.
Yeah, 100%. No, I completely agree.
Unless that includes like motion design. Like the animators do add a lot to the design and aesthetic of a character, but they do also have a lot of source material to work with.
And there is a best animation category, so
that's the thing. You have a best animation category, and that's best like animated character or like character design. Like that is kind of a not
it
weird
should be
topic,
like a specific character, what I would think. And like if you're gonna say this, like okay, who Tengen?
Yeah, maybe like leave it to one specific character design or something. That could be interesting to
honestly. Like, when I hear the name of that category, I assume it's to a specific character, not an show overall. Not an entire
nominated for the whole show.
It's so stupid.
Wait, it would kind of make sense. It would kind of make sense to see how like character are designed across the series of the anime. Because I get it, One Piece characters have very specific kind of design. It's totally easy to differentiate from other types.
Absolutely,
so that makes sense.
Incredibly wacky or super badass. There's no in between.
I'm trying to think of an in between character. I got nothing.
None.
There's got to be one. Nope.
It's incredibly wacky and supremely badass.
Who won best animation?
Demon
Okay, hold on. Best animation.
Come on, guys.
Come on, that was not a question.
That's the next category. I'm glad you said that. So the best animation, of course, was Demon Slayer by Ufotable not paying taxes for 2 years in a row. So against the sailor uniform, Akubi's sailor uniform.
Akubi.
I thought that had some love, but.
I mean, that was a beautiful animation. That was a beautiful animation. Attack on Titan, final season, part 66. It went apart of Cyberpunk and King's Ranking, Core 2.
I like ranking Kings personally. I thought it looked fucking.
We loved
it
until the last 3 episodes.
Until the last 3 episodes.
But that's something else. We're talking about animation specifically. None of us can say that Ufotable didn't deserve it. The animation of Demon Slayer is well known. It's famous. It's absolutely incredible. And I really think that Chainsaw Man would have been the only one to really give it a run for its money.
Bleach?
Yes.
I don't know. I was gonna say, Bleach was every single episode was beautiful. I cannot think of an episode that didn't look good in my opinion. And if I had to pick between Bleach and Chainsaw Man in terms of animation, I'm giving that to Bleach. 100%.
But it wasn't even nominated.
It was fall.
Well, okay, next year. Within 9 months. But for animation, I feel like the overall quality of animation in the anime community has risen so much. I always point this out that now anime who don't even deserve animation that good are looking that gorgeous. I have a vendetta against the Angel Next Door. It's dumb.
It's really bad.
Dumb, but it looks so amazing. I look at that script and say that's not worth it. I wish some other show got this amazing, beautiful animation, and that's just across the board. Sorry, are any of you big fans of the Angel Next Door?
No, but I feel you.
No, somebody raised their hand over there. Hold on.
Yeah, just sitting here like, yeah.
You have a valid take.
Would you like to make a case for it?
No. hold on.
Well, I just say that to me.
I would actually, okay? And it is these two probably know what I'm going to say.
It's trash, bro. It's hot trash, and you know it. No, that is hot trash.
You know what we do around here. You come for the plot, you stay for the titties.
It's not even that great.
I mean, the jiggle
episode 1 didn't give us that much.
Okay, so I haven't seen the anime.
It didn't.
I like the manga.
Oh, okay. I'm going strictly based off the manga.
That's fair. Well, it got amazing animation.
The premise is trash, bro. She cleans his apartment because he's bad at cleaning. He showed her one small act of kindness.
Move on.
What are you really real
quiet over there.
But that's just to say the overall animation quality across the board
looks great.
Looks amazing.
The story's trash.
I don't believe come next January there won't be a few more anime to rival Chainsaw Man.
If they remember them.
That's why I'm so curious. I'm curious about the next year's awards because then you're really including Chainsaw Man, you're including Bleach, you're including still One Piece because I know it's gonna have some crazy animation this year. Y'all know, for example. That's all I'll say about that.
Yes.
And then
more Attack on Titan.
Jujutsu Kaisen,
and then Attack on Titan. Like all these big names will have solid
number 8 coming out.
Kaiju no Mai.
I'm so excited for Kaiju no
Mai. Chainsaw Man is done. I'm sorry.
It 100% is going to get swept under the rug because all these other bigger, like, yes, it's Chainsaw Man, but it was Chainsaw Man Part 1. It's going to be competing up with, Attack on Titan Part 3,
finale,
Beast,
essentially,
and then, second season of Jujutsu Kaisen. If you've read the manga, nobody's fucking ready for that.
Yeah. Right? No, we are.
Right. You're right.
No. Like,
but
it will change your life. You're gonna. Yeah.
And I'm not dumb enough. He keeps hyping it up. I know whatever's going to come out of One Piece, it's going to break the fucking internet for
Of course. Praise Oda. If I didn't say it earlier, you know what I mean?
Right. Which brings us. Is that the next category?
The next, yes, it is. I love it.
I am so excited that this. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. That this is the first time we've seen the continuing anime category.
Yeah, I think so.
And I am so happy that that is there because one. It's a little more fair because a lot of times, based on just the way the awards work, whoever has the biggest fandom has the advantage, as we've seen based on like 3 anime pretty much sweeping this season. But with this category, it really is a fairer playing field. And let's all be honest, it's the One Piece category. It's the One Piece award for every Crunchyroll.
What was going to compete with it? Boruto?
Attack on Titan could try it. That's about it.
Attack on Titan
go forever.
Right. I mean, first of all, that's an insult. We are not fandom. We are a church of Oda. I just want to say that.
We spread the good word of
Oda. Okay. Praise Oda.
What I'm hearing right now
67 today? Now let me stop. Go ahead.
Is we're in contacts with the cult, the One Piece cult leader in Washington.
We're the ones down here in
Houston, Texas. We got that whole and apparently you guys got it covered in New York. So
of course.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're forming a network slowly.
The cult hubs.
By the time I die, this will be a religion.
One Piece is one of the very few openings that everybody can sing and they don't have to speak the same language.
Yeah, like
it's crazy.
That's a good point.
Are you crazy? Like that's how I start off every karaoke session.
That's great.
Okay, wait. Next category.
Yeah, for real. Before we go on the full-blown One Piece tangent,
right? Yes, it's terrible. The next category we have. This is mine. I'm taking this. This is best anime opening, and you guys know I love opening. And you know who won this one? Of course, Attack on Titan. Sim. Shout out to Sim. I love Sim. They rock. The reason I love Sim so much, they sung this live at a music festival, and the dude bit his hand. I said, "We're dying."
Oh shit! Oh, I'd be terrified if I see him go like that. I'm like, "We're gonna die."
Nope, we're done. We're done. Let's go out.
It's a wrap. I'm glad I'm in paradise.
Getting PTSD all over again. No, but that shit was great. That opening was so iconic and
beautiful.
When you do exclude like the Chainsaw Man opening, because like obviously it was in the fall category, then I can't think of another one that was as iconic.
Oh
and
my
that I wanted to watch every single time.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
What about you?
I fucking love Spy Family's openings.
Okay, but that's the exception though. I fucking did love Spy Family's openings.
That was amazing. In my first one especially.
We all know, like I'm a violent man. I'm a very aggressive individual.
Yeah, his slogan is
death, destruction, domination.
Yes.
There it is.
But Aaron's very aggressive.
Oh yeah, if there's he's the fucking flock of the group.
Yeah, he is the flock. 100%.
Look, Aaron did nothing wrong. Everyone knows that. Nothing wrong. And he said sorry. He ain't even have to.
Sorry.
He ain't even have to apologize. He did it anyway.
No, but you're right. The Spy Family intro was very, very good. It's actually the same guys that sung the opening for Tokyo Revengers. So they're
I thought it sounded familiar. Yep. Like
okay, boy Kong Meng, but you know,
I gotta bring that up. I am a little bit annoyed. I would definitely give best opening to the Rumbling, fine, but I'm a little annoyed at the Rumbling because did they really have to take the best song category? There were 2 music anime.
Oh yes,
it beat out. It missed you. It beat out your boy Kong Ming for best song, and it beat out One Piece Red for best song. Like it's good. It deserves an opening, but did it deserve best song?
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I don't think I would have given it both. Maybe like best opening, but the song, like One Piece Film Red, for example, That
song
such a good soundtrack.
Trending for months. It's still trending.
Yeah, no,
like
one of the best like anime movie soundtracks that I've heard, at least.
It was absolutely incredible. It was a musical. I didn't go in thinking it was going to be a musical, but it was a musical, and the rumbling beat it out. And I don't know if y'all saw your boy Kong Meng, but it also had some great songs.
I heard.
I didn't see it. No. I have to check.
It's a fun time.
It's
one of those reverse isekai.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, he's like thrown into current time.
Oh yeah.
Does Amelie read or sing all the?
She did. So
that is a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Not for the official movie. In the official movie for the dub, it's still the Japanese versions, but she did go back and like, you know how she does anime covers, right? She actually went through and did like an English cover for all of the songs as Uta because she's the voice.
Whoa! Really Say that again for me. There's an English version of all the One Piece Red songs by.
So if you don't know, Amanda Lee or Amelie, she's a very, very big like she's a YouTuber. She started off kind of doing the anime opening covers in English, and she's phenomenal. She has a beautiful singing voice. She's done any anime you can think of. She's a voice actress. She's also a VTuber. Like she does a lot of stuff in the anime world. I love her. She's so funny. And she was cast as the English dub voice for Uta in One Piece Film Red. For that, obviously throughout the movie, she's like talking, you know, and everything's in English, but all of the songs, even in the English dub, are still done in Japanese, which I kind of do prefer because it's the original. It wouldn't have worked, I think, but she actually, like, on her own, since she does anime covers, she went and did those English covers for maybe not all of the songs, but at least the big ones, and like her renditions of them. They are amazing. You guys have to check them out.
I know what I'm doing the rest of my weekend.
Yeah. That's the next thing we're doing.
So shout out to her.
Yeah, and that she lost again. The Rumbling is an amazing song, killer opening, perfect for Attack on Titan. But I'm a little sad that it also took over the best song category.
Yeah. No, I kind of agree.
I mean, can you though? I mean, the dude bit his hand. Did you see the music video?
I know.
Yo, my guy, like good.
I'll give best action to an action series. I want to give best music to a music series.
Listen, anytime you playing a guitar, drums, any instrument, and you dodging feet, you fire. It was just amazing. I was like, who told them they could do this? Did Mappa come in this? I was just
fine. Next category.
Yeah.
Right, next category is the best ending sequence, right? So who won that? I forgot who won that. Who won that?
My family.
Oh, I love that. He had the green suit on the music.
I'm 100% okay with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't think I skipped a single outro for that.
Although, let's give a fun mention to Comey Can't Communicate because that was also pretty good.
Oh,
but it was my family did get that.
All right, I'll let.
Does anybody else miss like One Piece outros?
I do miss the One Piece outros.
It's weird how they don't do those anymore.
I know, right?
I was
how
like,
long has it been? Because I barely remember.
I know.
It's been that long. It's been a really long time. But I remember, I think it was around like the Skypiea or Water 7 era. Like there was one that I really liked. I couldn't tell you the name of it.
I don't know if maybe like when I fully started, I was already like trying to binge, so I just jumped right through. It was just to be continued showed up, and I was like, I gotta go.
Next one.
Like, yo, I have 500 episodes to catch up to. I was already skipping class. Like,
my man.
Gary relates to that.
Yeah, very much so.
You do what you got to do for the worship. I got you.
I mean, you know.
All right, so coming up right now, I think we have some delectable anime news that we can't wait to hear from you guys. So what's up? What's popping? What's good?
Okay. Well, I don't know if y'all knew about this, but Demon Slayer was doing a world tour, and they were premiering like it was advertised as a movie, but they were premiering the first episode of the Swordsmith Village. That's finished, and they made $35 million.
Wait. To clarify, one episode. Tell me it's at least an hour long, or did people really buy tickets for 23 minutes?
They literally bought tickets to watch the last 2 episodes of the last season and the first episode of the next season. That's all they paid for.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. My cousin called me like 2 hours ago saying, "Hey, there's this movie in the theater. I'm trying to get through Demon Slayer. what order do I watch the movies? Can I go see the movie or do I have to finish the current season yet? And I said, nah, finish the season. I'm so glad I have to call him back right after this one.
Yeah, and be like, hey, by the way,
do not spend money on that.
Yeah, y'all got scammed. Demon Slayer fans.
But I think that they were advertising it as that, like they were gonna show some of the previous ones. That's what I've seen. I can't confirm or deny it, but that's just from what I've seen online. That like they didn't necessarily scam people. They did let them know, like, hey, we are showing the ending of the last one, and then just like the
bro, and that's like the power of the fucking internet, though, man. Is that like it was climbing when it was first like doing its tour, but then like once it got to America and everybody, you know, Americans are just dickheads. You know, just started talking about like, if you want to go see the Demon Slayer movie, don't waste, you know, $20 to watch, you know, and then it just spread around, and then I think immediately once it hit the US, just tanked.
Really?
I mean, you say that, bro.
Like Demon Slayer I'm not paying $20 for like 23 minutes.
Fair enough.
No, for an hour of recap and then 20
I can
minutes
wait.
material.
I'll wait.
I think Demon Slayer is also going to have a problem if it ever tries to do a movie again, especially with what happened last time when they just cut up the movie into 7 parts and put it out as a season. Like a few months later, like,
exactly.
Well, what are we doing?
That's not how you want to do an anime movie anymore, especially if you're just recycling material. I feel like that's kind of cheap for fans. I get it after the series is out, and then you let them know, by the way, we're having this like marathon screening. That's fun. Yeah. But doing it the reverse way, it feels like a money grab.
100% money grab.
I think they were a little more transparent in Japan because the first 3 days, the opening box office days, it made 8.7 million in Japan, but in America it made 10 million.
Wow, really?
And like Demon Slayer is huge in Japan.
Yeah,
of course. But let me just say this. And we go on about Ufotable all the time. We know, everybody knows Ufotable. We made it a joke. If you guys don't know, if you're just tuning in, Ufotable is the same studio that did the Fate series. Every year they do a Fate series. What ends up happening? They get audited. Why? Because they don't pay taxes. Why? Because the animation is amazing, right? Why you're that greedy? I'm gonna tell you something. It doesn't make any sense. You already pocketed the money. Now you scamming the US to get more money. There's nothing more I could put on your book, sir. There's nothing more. You understand how
you're doing everything.
And then you know what? We're still gonna give him money. We're still gonna give him money.
Yeah, it sounds like there was a little bit more. Like we had to shake you upside down. Some coins came out. Look at that.
Because we all do know already that the animation is movie quality. It is movie quality animation in the series. So if they just, I don't know, not necessarily more clear, but if they released it first and said, by the way, if you want to see this quality on the big screen, people would still line up to pay money.
Oh yeah.
Just be like super transparent about it. Don't be shitty. Come on.
Yeah.
Then you really do look bad, and it 100% makes it look like a shitty money grab. You know that you're still gonna get, unfortunately, because people love Demon Slayer. Like, unfortunately, it's too big of a name. People are still gonna go.
What else you got for us, Gary?
Boruto is ending part 1 March 26th, and they've already announced that they're working on part 2.
Maybe we better.
When you said ending,
I was really excited when you said Boruto is ending.
And then he said part 1, and I was like, "Dang, they're still going." All right,
like
well,
on a hiatus,
let's see what happens.
They end part 1 just to introduce
part 2. Oh, okay. So no. So apparently they're also going to be coming out with 4 new episodes of anime for the Naruto anime to celebrate the 25th.
The OG.
Yeah, the OG. So they're animating 4 new episodes. New of OG Naruto in celebration of the 20th anniversary of its screening on TV for the first time. So
is this material that was in the manga? Are they gift bagging us more filler?
I don't know.
Naruto really need to make more filler?
I feel like it's filler, personally.
But the voice actors for Sasuke and Naruto were like, you know, a couple weeks back talking about and like making noise online about they want to make more Naruto content, right? So they might treat it like, you know, kind of how Demon Slayer treated stuff, but doing it right. So like make it movie quality and then chop it into TV episodes. I mean, they've done that in the past for Naruto Shippuden. So I'm hoping that's what we'll get, but we're getting more Naruto.
I feel like I have like 2 very like distinct thoughts about that. I'm excited because we could get really cool animation for OG Naruto. Like, did you guys see that the anniversary recap where it like recapped all of OG Naruto and Shippuden? It went viral on.
Yeah, it was just like it was just a like a 15-minute
was going crazy.
Yeah, it literally caused Mr. Beast. Yeah, it caused Mr. Beast to freak out, and he was like, "How much would it cost to reanimate the entire series like this?"
I'll send you guys a link for it later on. It's super cool.
It's phenomenal.
It's like a whole like 20-minute video, and it literally recaps from like episode 1, all of like the major moments of OG Naruto, then goes into Shippuden, and it has like the music soundtracks for like, you know, Bluebird and all of like the OG songs that we all love and stuff, but reanimated in like newer quality, and it looks super
phenomenal.
Good. So on that side, I'm excited because if we get something similar to that, it would be really cool to see Naruto animated again, but in like updated animation. The other part of me is sick of hearing about Naruto. I'm genuinely tired of Naruto. With Boruto, I'm tired of like the Sasuke Retsuden stuff that when he was fighting dinosaurs, the fuck, like my guy tried to use a Sharingan on a dinosaur. I saw that and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Wait, eyes are on the side of its head.
I see. I don't know if you guys know this, but the quality of it was so bad, they reanimated an extra arm on Sasuke.
Oh,
he grew his arm back.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Like, in one of the last episodes that Boruto released, there's like a shot. I think it's literally just like
he's in like in front of a window. It's one quick frame, and you're like, that's 2 hands.
He has 2 hands.
Maybe they'll give it a break. Might come back.
This is why they need to stop. They need to not necessarily like end it all fine, but I am glad that they're splitting up for a part 2 because I've heard. I'm sorry, I have not watched Boruto, but I've heard it's mostly filler. They created the series without knowing what they want to do with this series. They just wanted to continue Naruto and make money off of it. So I want them to stop and figure out what they want to do with it.
I was fine when they made the movie for Boruto. I was like, oh, what are they doing now? Sure. I'll watch that. I love that. And then they said they're making the show. I'm like, okay, maybe it's like only 20 episodes. I got, I think, 70 episodes in. And then I was like, yeah, they're not doing anything new.
Yeah,
same. I really wanted to give it a shot. I tried.
It's another case of reuse, reuse, recycle.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, like I would hope that they take this break to just, you know, let the manga continue, let it do its thing, and then when you come back, stop giving us filler. Give me interesting content. Like I think I would actually care if it followed the manga because I've only really heard good things about the manga overall. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as OG Naruto. Most spin-offs and, you know, sequels like that don't usually do as good as the original, but it has the potential to. And I mean, like the time skip stuff looked really interesting to me. You know, seeing adult Boruto fight Kawaki and all that stuff. Like I was interested in that.
Spoilers, bro.
Yeah, I always.
Yeah, it is the first.
No, that's like episode 1, isn't it? Like those are quick flash of them as adults. I think that's what got everyone to sit back and say, "Okay, I might give Boruto."
Yeah, it looks kind of cool.
And we've been waiting to see it for too long.
It's
been a year worth of filler. Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah, the pacing
I'll take 4 episodes of Naruto, and we can put that to bed.
I think they've only recently shown how Boruto got that extra slash in his headband.
Yeah.
I mean, let's make it perfectly clear for everybody that's listening. The only anime that's allowed to do fillers is One Piece. Ladies and gentlemen,
amen.
If you can't do it at that rate, if you can't do it at that pace for you to forget that it's filler, don't do it. Wait for the mangaka. I guarantee you, put a little extra on his books or her books. You'll get the chapters that you need. Just sit there and wait a little bit. But go ahead.
Not only that, even if you're making filler, like you could reach out to the mangaka because I guarantee that they have some side stories that they couldn't fit in. That if you ask them for it, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I could write you a new like location, a new side thing that actually happened and makes sense. Here's a new mission that Boruto actually would go on and it would make sense and could tie in, but I just didn't have time to do it because my editor was on my ass. Like you can do these things. Like that's crazy hard.
Really valid.
Can we just take a moment to think about the possibilities? Since you mentioned One Piece and all praise, but how amazing would be as instead of filler for One Piece, they animated the SBSs. Especially like the canon ones, like that. That's the filler. It goes away from the cover stories. It goes away from the One Piece or the Straw Hats, and just shows what is in that little panel we get at the beginning of each chapter.
Yeah, like for me personally, the cover stories are super fun. I think they're always super interesting. I love because it's like it's cool information to know sometimes. Sometimes they do cover stories where it's just like a fan requested thing, you know, like a certain character interacting with another one or going out for a drink or something, right? That's totally fine. Sometimes he does cover stories where it's like what happened, for example, to like CP9 after the Straw Hats.
Oh, yeah.
You get the entire thing, and like all of that is canon. We never saw it in the anime though. You know what I mean? I think
but the characters eventually come back. Like we saw Kobe and Helmeppo training before we met Kobe and Helmeppo
stuff that gets shown in cover stories that don't get animated, but then when they show up in the actual anime when it catches up, then you're like, oh, whoa, like where'd they come from? I think like why not animate those cover stories instead of giving us filler? I think that would make sense because it's still filler, kind of, but not really.
Really, yeah.
It's side canon. It's just stuff happening in the world.
It's important information to know that would honestly be more interesting than the filler. Now, I'm not saying get rid of all of the filler because some of the One Piece filler is really funny. Let's be honest.
Yes, the Davey back fights.
That's not even filler. Technically, it was in the manga. Actually, that entire arc was in the manga. Yeah. So
I can't tell. I forgot.
It feels like filler though. I don't
But anyway, was there any more news?
Oh yeah. Quite a bit. So I'm gonna try to go through it real quick. Hunter x Hunter was archived from the Shonen Jump magazine, but he tweeted out that he's still working on chapters, so they're likely going to be shelving that, pushing it over to one of the auxiliary Jump apps, magazines, you know. So
he needs to stop. He needs to stop.
We'll still see something, but he can go at a better pace. They're like, yeah, no, you're taking too many breaks. Get out of here.
Really?
Yeah, we won't put you in the main magazine, but we'll put you here when you do stuff.
If you ever want to create a chapter.
That's so insulting, though.
Yo, he's sick.
He's sick. Like,
I mean, but there's a pace you have to keep up with, and that's what's expected in that magazine. So they've archived him from there, and he's still getting the bag. It's just somewhere else, you know.
Yeah, it's not like they fired him. It's just like, yo, for our weekly stuff, you kind of can't be here because
you're not weekly anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of a good point. Like a lot of mangakas take their breaks and stuff in the Shonen Jump, but they still relatively put out semi-weekly content at the very least, right? Unless they have like a health problem or something, and then they recover, and then they go back to their weekly schedule. For this, like he is kind of taking up a slot for maybe another potential mangaka that could have a really solid story be published by Shonen Jump that doesn't get the chance to, you know, like what if there's this, you know, what if Black Clover get back? Or I don't know, like what if there's some mangaka out there that's creating a story and he's been trying to like get his stuff published by Shonen, but there's no spots left or something, you know? Why not move Hunter x Hunter over to something that can go at the pace that he's able to go at and then give that spot to some other creator, and we could get a really cool story that no one's ever heard of because that spot finally opened up, you know?
Yeah, and I think he's built up enough of a name for himself that if he ever were to recover all the way and be able to go at that pace again, they'll happily take him back.
Oh yeah,
he's goated.
His wife is the creator of Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be like, nah.
But let me just say this real quick. I really do think he's destroying his legacy. You came on Twitter. You came on all the social media platforms. No, specifically Twitter. You psyched us. You was like, yo, I'm coming back. You didn't tell. We didn't even know how bad his sclerosis was. This dude said he had to lay down a certain 3-degree angle to draw because he said he couldn't even wipe his ass properly. That's how bad his back is. You let us know that you was coming back. Everybody, TikTok went crazy. Okay, he's coming back. All of a sudden, you talking about, okay, we doing like what, 1 chapter a year, something like that. We only got like 2 chapters. Like, sir. Not only you got us, the worst thing you could do in this world is hype up a bunch of anime nerds that have nothing but time in their hands.
Yeah, facts.
Class.
You can't do that. Why would you take that back and then be like, okay, well, you know what? I do need, and then top it off, he doesn't have an assistant. He's one of those very few characters that's like, I don't need an assistant. I could do this by myself. Can you, sir?
His wife does it with him.
Yeah.
It's a good thing she's an artist too.
Yeah, for real. You know how I could have told y'all he was bullshitting us though?
How?
He says he couldn't wipe his own ass, right?
Yeah.
They're Japanese, bro. They don't fucking wipe their ass. They have bidets.
Maybe he doesn't have one.
Are you shitting me?
Maybe he doesn't like it.
That man's got more money than God. And you're going to tell me he doesn't have a bidet.
You know more money than God? Never mind.
That is crazy. That is
but yeah, what else you got for news real quick?
So unfortunately, My Hero is going to be on a 2-week break because Kohei Hirokoshi's health is taking another decline. so he's on a 2-week break.
The manga or the anime?
The manga.
Okay.
There is a new interactive murder mystery one-shot manga that they created, or I'm sorry, that they credited Shindo Kizuwa as game development. So they're coming out with a manga, but they're using game development to make it interactive, and you can kind of like choose your own path for the manga
type thing.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. It's like the choose, kind of like the choose your own adventure type thing. What was it? What would you say?
A Del Toro Quest.
Yeah,
it was like I think it was like an old book, like you used to just jump to a different page if you make this choice.
The Captain Underpants.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like
that.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, it could be fun. I mean, I always end up reading the whole thing anyway.
Yeah. All right, going back and following all the paths to see all the endings.
Like,
what did I miss out on?
I'm actually nice.
Page 50, you die. Dang.
Go back. Dr. Stone is going to be returning with their anime on April 6th as well.
They did just drop a new trailer.
They're going to be setting sail. They did drop the trailer.
That first OP was favorite. I love my first OP. Good morning.
Martine hasn't seen Dr. Stone, FYI.
Why did you?
Why not?
Okay, I'm sure it's good. I don't know why. Nothing of it.
I'm waiting for the butt.
But it doesn't interest me. I don't know. Like,
it's just not.
You're not like science.
All right.
I was shit at science in school. I don't want to watch an anime reminding me that I got a C in fucking geology. Like,
maybe it'll help you understand better.
I graduated. I got my degree. I don't need to understand. I edit YouTube videos for a living, bro.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
If the world collapses, you'll know how to build a cell phone.
I definitely will not. Even though they've definitely taught me. I did not follow.
Hey, man, the world collapses. At least you could put yourself in cryostasis.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, he didn't do that.
They totally did that.
They did that.
They totally did that.
They fully did that.
It's like one of those that I know I will watch eventually, but some other ones take priority, you know. So I will get.
I thought it was a phenomenon.
No, I'm talking about at the end of the second season, they put big old fucking unit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck.
So, you know,
spoiler.
Nice spoiler.
Man, it's been a long time since that season came out.
Well, now we got season 3.
Yeah. Oh, that's all of my anime news. Actually, sorry. Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 4.
Finally got
a new one. It has been announced.
That's the latest uproar on TikTok too, and on Instagram. Everybody's
so excited.
People getting new controllers for the fight.
Yeah, I'm beyond.
I can't wait to figure out how we're gonna do like tournament brackets in the Discord. You know, something fun because like this it's a fighting game.
Yep.
Oh my god,
we can talk more about that once we take a quick break. That sound good?
Absolutely, because it's time to make some money. Play some ads, and we will be back.
Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back after these important messages.
Hello, everybody. We back. What's up? Y'all got your drink? Everybody cool? All right. Everybody hydrated, moisturized? Good.
I don't think I moisturized.
Come on, y'all gotta stay moisturized.
I got this smooth baby skin though.
Oh my god.
Good genetics.
Shea moisture over here, baby. But we left off at what everybody's been talking about, and that is please tell me what's the name of the game again? Dragon Ball what?
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi series is coming back with a new sequel, which dropped, or like the announcement dropped early last week, and it just came out of nowhere. That's the crazy thing. The last game, right, in this franchise was Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and it is like arguably one of, if not the best Dragon Ball like video games, right? Among the community, it's top tier. And the community always wanted a 4th iteration of that ever since like Super came out, a lot of the movies with like Beerus and Whis and all that, right? There's been a lot of Dragon Ball content in the last, decade, and we always wanted to like see that incorporated with that franchise, right? Especially because it came out on the PlayStation 2. It's been a minute since we've we've gone through like, you know, 3 more PlayStation variants. So now everyone's super hyped because this is like the game that no one thought we'd ever get. And now like they dropped a release or a little teaser showing like updated graphics, Goku turning Super Saiyan Blue. The community is hyped. But with that hype, there's a lot of expectations for this game now because they have a high bar that they need to meet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for anyone that's played
tough
it, know
shoes to fill.
Tough shoes to fill. And not that we haven't had good Dragon Ball games in the past. Like I like Xenoverse personally. Yeah. I really enjoyed that. I've heard good things about the Kakarot game and the Fighters one too. But this one's different. I don't know if you guys have you played any of it?
Yeah, so I played the Tenkaichi series on PS2. I was a huge fan. Honestly, it's how I got a lot of my Dragon Ball Z information before I finished the show. So, like, because the show came out like really long ago, didn't watch all of it. You know, I watched it like whatever episode I managed to catch on TV. But the video games is how I basically finished the story and then went back and watched it all. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what happened. Cool.
Get more context.
It was a little bit backwards. So I'm excited to play it again. Like I think we were talking about it a little earlier. I'm worried about like my controller. Because if anyone played the Tenkaichi series, you know there was what did you call them? The beam struggles, right? And you're just exactly. So not only my controller, but like I remember, like I used to have like
the burn,
like a little burn mark, like whatever they call it in like Catholic religion, you know.
You get a callus right there in the weird
look
spot.
like I got crucified on the cross.
Are we not supposed to play like that? Because that's how I play all the time.
No, that's how I played.
That's how you win those beam struggles. If you don't have a callus, you knew that you sucked at beam struggles.
You weren't winning.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, so there are one of the games had like a sequence where you had to enter the buttons in time, and I didn't care for that too much. But I prefer that over, you know, breaking my hand. You know, I'm old now.
Yeah. Or a controller, because those cost a lot more now than they used to.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing.
And also, it's coming out of my pocket, not my parents. You know?
Yeah, my parents are buying me this game.
I'm still trying to see if I can get a tax write-off of the performance. Like, them joints, they pretty. You know what's so crazy? I love the world in the video game. And I love how Goku can fly everywhere. If DC, just to let you guys know, if DC ever decided to make a Superman video game, me and my brother was talking about this, this should be the blueprint on how it should be done.
That would be amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just, you can go, forget the mission. Fuck the mission. I was just flying everywhere, going on top of bridges. Just it was just
make an open world game like that. Like that would be amazing for a character like Superman.
Oh yeah, it would. But we all know what to deal with that copyright issue. So whatever. But
wait, so is that what this game will be? It'll be an open world Dragon Ball game?
No, not necessarily. No, this one is more so. I'll kind of give like a quick rundown. The Tenkaichi series, this one actually had a story mode mission, or the campaign / story mode was it incorporated everything. You got to play through OG Dragon Ball missions, all of the Dragon Ball Z story, GT, movies, and what if stuff too. So stuff that wasn't even canon to the show. It got to be like,
Super
what if
Saiyan
like 3
Vegeta?
Yeah, like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta or something like that. Or like Gogeta versus Vegito or stuff like that that was never canon, but you got to do that in a story mode mission in the video games. And it captured everything, you know? And it was so much fun. And I would love to see that with the Dragon Ball Super version of that, or even like the new like movies that have come out too. There's so much room for like possibilities and, you know.
Do we get
there's even Dragon Ball Heroes.
Like alternate universe.
Say what?
Would be fun to play through. Like,
right?
Like just have him actually take over. Like that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Like
Piccolo.
Yeah, I wanted to see the driving school Piccolo. Like that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, give me like a side mission where I get to take like a driving exam with Piccolo and Goku.
That'd be so much fun,
right? So like one of the biggest things that people are kind of expecting out of this this new sequel announced is the character roster. So to this day, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 still has the largest character roster of any Dragon Ball video game. right?
Yeah.
And this was a game that came out 16 years ago on the PlayStation 2.
Jeez.
And it still has more characters playable than any of the other sequels, you know, that have come out in the last decade. So obviously with more characters being introduced in the anime and stuff like that, people are expecting the biggest roster ever. I personally think that's not going to happen because we live in a DLC world for video games now, and they got to make money, right? I get it.
Fuck.
So it's probably inevitable. There are there's characters in the OG game that don't necessarily need to be in there. Like you could play as
bullshit. I want to play as Pilaf.
Okay, I'd play as Pilaf. You could play like Dr. Wheelo, for example, right?
Yes.
Like, that's cool. I'll take Beast Gohan over Dr. Wheelo if I'm being honest.
Garlic Jr.
You can play as Garlic Jr.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'll keep Garlic Jr. for sure. There's so many characters now. You can play as Kid Chi-Chi. Like,
that's right.
That's so cute.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just the most random characters that you'd never think you'd get to play as, but they were introduced in that. You could play as him or her. I mean, you could play as General Tao, I think was his name, the mercenary. You could play as him. So many characters. So I'm expecting some really cool ones, but I want like the really big ones to be included with the original launch. So I want like Beast Gohan. I would love to play as like Jiren, Beerus for sure. Like those main characters should be included. Then the DLC stuff can be more like fun Dragon Ball characters, for example, or fun GT characters, things like that. But make the
Future
initial
Trunks timeline Gohan.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. That'd be cool.
So I think like that's kind of the way they'll probably go. I'm not expecting this to be like a roster bigger than the original because that's just too much, to be honest.
You want to know what we should touch on? Dragon Ball franchise. Let me tell you something. The way they just dropped that video game with no announcement, they know we in for it because you know they know the Dragon Ball fans are not going anywhere. You gotta be a Beyonce to just drop an album and not tell nobody.
For real. I feel like Dragon Ball has like a grip on like the video game franchise in terms of anime video games because like obviously we have like Naruto with Ninja Storm. I love those games. They do great games, but it doesn't compare to the Dragon Ball video games in my opinion.
Well, they're coming out with a new one soon, but nobody really cares.
Demon Slayer made one. I don't think it did well.
Nah,
as far as I know.
Yeah, no, it was all DLC based too. So
like it's somehow still $60, and I'm like, well, I'd be down to try it for 15, but hey,
you just had that extra $1 on there.
Those executives, they saw what the trailer did, and they made us run. It was okay, you're gonna.
Everyone was freaking out. Just nobody expected it when they released that little teaser too. They made it seem like they were gonna remaster the collection, which I also would have been totally okay with.
Yeah,
a remastered version of Tenkaichi 3. I'd buy that
all of them, like on a disc. All like
games? At the entire collection. Awesome. I'd buy it, no questions asked. Right, but then they revealed that it's a new game. Oh no, I lost my mind honestly because there were so many good things about it. Like that was my childhood person. I've dedicated so many hours to that game, and I never thought that we'd get a fourth one. You know, it's like
no memory card. There's
more mods for that game than anything else. Like I've seen mods on Tenkaichi 3 to this day where they like modded in universe survival characters. You know, like you could play as Beerus somehow or Goku Ultra Instinct, like completely modded, but cool as fuck because you're still playing Tenkaichi 3 technically. Yeah. I'm so excited for this. Honestly.
Now we get that, but it's official, bro.
Yeah.
You don't have to mod nothing. You can just boot it up.
When's the release date?
They haven't announced a release date. It's just a teaser. So
I'm assuming it's something like 2024.
Yeah,
next year.
They got some time to really put some money into advertising.
And I'd want them to take their time because again, big shoes to fill. This is a very
this is an iconic series.
That's true for every video game studio. I need you to understand that, delays are fine. We get it. Delay away. Do not give me shit.
Please make it work. Please don't disappoint me. Like, take the time you need. I don't care. Like, if I have to wait until next year or even the year after, I don't care. If I get anywhere near as fun of a game as Tenkaichi 3, I'm cool with it,
bro. I will spend all the hours just unlocking characters.
Yeah, that was
like they keep like the little earring and item.
Yeah, their item management stuff was super cool back in the day. Like it was just unique and it worked. You can customize characters however you wanted. But now they can incorporate a character creation the way like Xenoverse did.
Yo, my biggest concern. No, my biggest concern. Please, no, Mr. Popo. If Mr. Popo's on this game, I swear to you,
no. Come on.
We're gonna
Popo's training.
Game. It's gonna be crazy.
we got it in this podcast. She's talking shit.
No, come on.
Oh god,
Popo is the strongest character.
He's come for you.
He's coming for us.
Not us. For her.
Hold on.
First rule of Popo's training.
I said, Mr. Popo, you defending Mr. Popo?
Yes.
You're defending.
Wait, have you all seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged first? Let's start with that.
Oh my
Of course.
God.
That's literally the only reason.
We're just afraid of him.
Popo stuff. Sixth rule of Popo's training.
Oh my
Like
God.
Goku is scared of Mr. Popo. Okay, Mr. Popo took on 2 Super Saiyan children, Gohan and Trunks, or Goten and Trunks in the Buu saga.
Yeah, that's kind of a good point. He's really fucking strong, actually.
Like
he's a deity.
We're not
He's a
debating on
dirty.
how strong he is. We're debating on the character design. That is
character design is no.
Oh yeah, no,
does not apply today.
No,
absolutely not. No.
Therefore, this is why how many he could be making sensu beans in the back of his house and was able to. Matter of fact, he can have all Dragon Balls. All of them, every single time. Boma transmitter, boom, back his house. But I'm gonna tell you right now, that character design, the fact that we didn't get no apology, this is the fact that this is how
it's bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was just there was no leak for this whatsoever, and that's one of the craziest things to me. Is like every video game, at least Dragon Ball related, that I've seen in the last decade or two, has always been like leaked in terms of like a possible name or like a concept for it. Fighters was talked about and rumored way before they announced everything. Same with like the Xenoverse stuff, all that.
Same with Kakarot.
This came out of nowhere.
Like they had time to greenlight this idea, create this teaser, and then produce it without it ever being told.
I mean, they probably didn't probably have to do much to make the teaser because it was a lot of old footage.
That is
and then they just reanimated him turning blue and then said it's coming out. Right? He probably just greenlit it. They were like, go, do it.
Maybe
he changes his mind.
Maybe it was a test to see like how well is this going to be received. Like if it gets enough attention, then we can go all in on this. If not, then maybe they can like cut back costs or whatever. If nobody's into it, then they'll it won't go as hard as like they could go. But now I feel like they've gotten enough positive reception that like they should go all out with this game. I'm expecting top tier.
Nah, this was a surprise within a surprise. This is good. They probably was in the office dropping
earlier when you were talking about like how much customization there was, it gave me a little bit cause for concern because of how video games are made now, where every color, every outfit, every hairstyle is behind a paywall.
Yeah,
I'm very concerned they'll go that sort of route because why not? Like it makes money. Like
that's the thing. I feel like it makes sense to do the cosmetic stuff behind a paywall. I'd rather pay for cosmetics than I would for character.
Yeah,
no, without a doubt.
Like if I had to pay to get like GT Goku, yes, I'd pay it. I would pay it. I would pay it, but like that's more realistic.
Yeah,
like just to get that gi drip. Yeah.
I see.
So wait, are you telling me that you wouldn't want to see Goku Jr.?
Oh, the GT movie?
Yeah.
I 100% would want Goku Jr. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm willing to pay an extra $5 on top of the $70 you're going to drop from the game. like, these things start to cost a lot very quickly.
God.
Just don't cyberpunk me. Just don't do that. Just don't cyberpunk me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yes, I made that reference directly. I looked at you.
That's the game, not the anime. It's the game, not the anime. I can forget that.
Not the anime, guys. Well, we'll see. I also am really excited. I hope they bring back like the tournament modes. Honestly, that's also one of the things I really like from the old school stuff.
Yeah,
because now they have more. They have the Universe 6 and 7 tournament to take inspiration from, and the Universe Survival tournament. Like that'd be super cool to see in a new format. That'd be awesome.
Will they do a battle royale?
Battle royale. Everyone's doing a battle royale. Let Dragon Ball Z do it too.
That's exactly where my head went.
I mean,
battle royale.
I played the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Did you know Attack on Titan is in Fortnite?
Yeah,
I did.
I saw Attack on Titan on Fortnite.
The guy from Fortnite.
I can't believe it. It crosses over with everything. We got that. We got Naruto. We've got Dragon Ball, clearly. Yeah. And we got My Hero, too.
Yeah. Damn it. It's only a matter of time.
But do you think, is there potential for this Dragon Ball game to also have an online multiplayer mode?
Yes. That's one thing that was missing from the original because it came out on the PS2, which did not have those online functions. But it did also release for the Wii, and the Wii did have online capabilities. So that version of the game you could play online, but obviously it was very, very like primitive online, I guess.
It sucked.
Yeah,
I played it on the Wii. I've been holding that in this entire time.
Yeah. You still have the Wii? Because they just said if you have the Wii, your house gonna blow up.
Oh fuck! Really?
Now, if you have the Wii,
it's not gonna blow up. It's just like it'll stop working. I saw the commercial, but I think it was just that it'll stop working eventually.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! I love the Wii.
Yeah, I think it's the Wii. It's wild.
We were playing so many games on it.
Yeah, it's gonna blow up.
Just in the middle of
Wii
Zelda.
Sports, bro.
Dude, for real.
That's terrible. That's terrible that they would do that. But that's how the gaming companies roll. They're trying to get the most out of the.
Yeah.
I mean, partially it's that, but it's also equipment gets old.
That is true. It's not gonna last forever.
If you have a custom PC, you're swapping out parts. Your console can't do that, so they gotta give you a new one because eventually it's gonna be too old to operate.
I don't know. This man has the same Game Boy SP that he's had since like a child, and it works.
He's a genius. He's a genius.
Well done.
I've just
if I
had to
ever
get
found
new
my
chargers.
SP, it does not work. I don't know where it is, but if I find it, I assure you it doesn't work.
I feel like the newer the console, the less time it's going to last. There are still a few N64s that if you blow on the cartridge and plug it in, it'll work just fine.
Oh, yeah.
That's my philosophy on any piece of technology. Does it not work? Just blow on the ports and make sure to get all the fucking dust out.
And yet now the Switch controller starts dragging to the left after like 2 months.
I mean, do you know how long? I'm pretty sure my younger brother got asthma from blowing on those cartridges.
All that dust just went right back in.
He said, I was upstairs, get the pump. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the pump. Is the game working though? Is it working? Okay, well, I'll get the pump.
Oh no.
That's how they get you. But I'm so happy that they're actually taking the time. I thought it was going to be released this year, but the fact that it's going to be released next year, I think what they're doing is secretly what they're watching and looking at social media to see the responses of everybody and just doing their homework, which is amazing.
It's smart though. It's 100% smart on their part.
Which is a good point to like kind of slide into our other topic, like social media and how it affects and.
This is a perfect segue.
That is perfect. I want to ask, do you guys think that what you see going on social media is an accurate representation of what's going on amid fan communities? What's popular on social media is what people genuinely like the most, and also is a good sign of a quality of a show, especially. Because they're gauging social media to see like if they want to move forward with this game, but is that really going to be an accurate representation of who's actually going to play it? Because I'm comparing this to, for example, let's say the Hogwarts Legacy going on right now.
Right.
People are all up in arms in social media. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't play. Boycott. Do this. Do that. Do that.
Oh, because
and yet the actual rollout, I'm pretty sure their numbers are fine.
Black people do the most. I'm telling you.
No, don't put that on us.
Nah, it's a little bit on us.
Okay, but aside from this Hogwarts Legacy, nerd community, anime community, the things that get buzzed on social media, I always feel like I have to take it with a grain of salt, but then again, I always either attribute it to hype or people pretending like they're going to do something or not going to do something that they don't follow through with. I don't know.
I kind of see. No, I agree and disagree, I guess, at the same time. Like, it definitely, whenever something gets a lot of hype on social media, like, I think it gets that hype for a reason. Because, like, for example, a game like this is, has been looked out for a really long time, and we finally got it. So I think it makes sense to pay attention to social media in that regard, especially if you're like a game developer. When it comes to anime, like, the main ones always get a lot of hype, but it does partially go with the quality. Like Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan are always the ones that are like very much talked about, but for good reason. Like it is a great, like the animation is phenomenal on both parts, and they're great stories. Well, Attack on Titan is a great story overall, so there's some merit to it. I don't believe everything right away because I've seen where like everyone's hyping up a certain episode, and then I watch it and I'm like, that was cool. And then other times where like people don't talk about it at all, and then I watch it and I'm like, hey yo, why are you not
nobody talk about this?
So I do take it with a grain of salt for sure. It plays a factor, but I don't think you should 100% rely on social media because it's so volatile, in my opinion.
I also believe though that like it's a good tool for some studios to actually listen to their viewers. Okay, because take One Piece into consideration. We got the Luffy uppercut, right?
Right.
And the community was so split in half. You know, people like me and Gary, we were like, that was fucking amazing. But a lot of the manga readers were like, they put too much like aura on him. It kind of like
too many like
flowery. It was flashy.
I thought it was a little too flashy as well.
Okay.
But they toned down the auras. They toned down the effects.
Exactly. Like the next big moment they introduce, you know, Luffy using Supreme King Haki again, and like with the Ryu style, like they toned it down a lot. And like that was 100%. Like they came out and confirmed that like they were listening to the
feedback.
The feedback and the consumers. So like I see the benefits, but I guess it's really dependent on like the studio. Like Toei's amazing, like they always have been, you know. But some of these other ones, not so much.
But here's my biggest concern, right? All right, so a lot of new watchers for anime, they sometimes, majority of the time, they depend on social media for what's the next biggest trend and what's the biggest title to watch, right? And this is my biggest problem. I'm gonna put this out real quick. iTaxi, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't watched iTaxi, watch iTaxi. It kind of just puts the mainstream anime in the forefront, right? And this is what's annoying to me because of the fact that when these studios start paying attention, or you know, they are paying attention now to social media and what we like, they're just gonna focus on, I feel like the majority of the time they're gonna focus on just battle shonen anime, which is not wrong because I like anybody, listen, just like anybody else. I'm from New York, I'm from Brooklyn. I like people getting their ass beat, but I need it with a purpose. I want a story behind it.
Yeah, give me this whole story for why he deserves that ass beat.
Exactly. This is the problem that we're not getting. And then we have now in the mainstream, you're not really seeing other genres of anime being pushed out there. Like you're not seeing shoujos. You're not even seeing the isekais. You're not even seeing the seinen as much. Well, you are, but guess what? It's not on this platform, or it's on another platform and people not seeing it. It's a whole lot of things go into the situation. And this is where I go in real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have issues in finding the best anime that you need to possibly watch, don't forget to tune in to Black Ramen Podcast. We will keep you tuned in to what's happening. But aside from that,
I love that.
That's my only problem with social media, is because it's only letting people see the mainstream battle
surface level.
Yes,
surface level.
And a lot of it is because it's about the money. Because don't forget, the ones people are seeing, it's the ones with the advertising budget as well. Of course, yes, they do deserve it, but money funnels so particularly through these communities and therefore through social media that other things get drowned out. Why? Because the big advertising people see are for these shows. These shows then get a good fan base. That makes the show think, hey, this is successful. Let's just do this certain type of show. Similar to all of us who are on social media, the TikTokers, the Twitters, the Instagrammers, will see, hey, the post I did on this little known anime, guess what? It got few views. It didn't get as many views. Didn't get as many likes, but you know what gets a lot of views and likes? Chainsaw Man does, Demon Slayer does, yeah, the big three: One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, and Dragon Ball. Those are the ones that get the views, get the clicks. Those are ones that promoted more, and it all just keeps cycling, growing bigger and bigger. And it's not growing bigger because it's good. They are good. Like I said, One Piece was in that list. Praise Oda. I support that. But my fear is when social media is too overly focused, especially with so much of the money being the driving influence on what gets big or not, other stuff doesn't even have a chance to make an impact because it's immediately drowned out.
So I really like that you mentioned that, because I think you're absolutely right. Actually, it is those mainstream ones that always are at the forefront on social media, right? And especially influencing like content creators like us. You know, we have our platforms where we make, you know, clips and stuff about our podcast because they are a long format thing that we want to try to make clips out of to get people interested in like our conversations, right? And we actually try to do a segment every now and then where we do an anime recommendation, for example, right? We talk about the mainstream ones, but Gary and Emery have seen way more anime that I have. So we use that as the opportunity to not only convince me to watch more stuff, but to our listeners who, you know, like our taste in anime and stuff like that, we introduce them to other styles that they may also like. If they like Attack on Titan, they might also like this. If you like Death Note, you might like Erase, like stuff like that, right? And start slowly, like, you know, informing the audience and people that really enjoy anime. There's so much out there besides like these heavy hitters that you might find this gem in, you know, all of this that you might fall in love with, and it might be in your top 5. For example, one of my top 5 is an anime called Magi. I don't hear anything about it because it ended a long time ago. It is one of my favorite animes now because they introduced me to it.
It's one of the it's in my top 3. It's one of the greatest animes.
Sid, shout out to Sid. I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? So,
right, and it doesn't get the attention it deserves.
Exactly. You guys have touched on this. It's a little bit on us as the consumers. So, like, especially like when you look at TikTok and like how they always are talking about the algorithm. It's what you've been liking. So if you've only been liking Demon Slayer stuff, and like every once in a while, TikTok will throw me for a loop and just throw something that I've never seen before. And if you are someone who's like casually scrolling on TikTok, you might see it and go, I don't know what this is, and move past that. They're never going to show you that again.
Yeah, they just unless you so short now.
A second to go, okay, let me take 10 seconds to see what this is. This looks kind of cool. What is this? Let me go through the comments. Okay. And then TikTok will go, okay, I know what you're looking for. You're looking for new stuff? I'll send you some new stuff. But if you're not looking for new stuff, for a lot of people, they aren't. Some people get off their 20-hour shift at work and they just want to watch 30 minutes of somebody getting their ass beat. No questions asked. That's what social media gonna push toward.
But the newcomers who are into anime, who are just their first, probably, let's be honest, Demon Slayer is going to be a lot of people's first animes. For the first generation, right? So when they do that, they're like, okay, I need more. You can't rely on Crunchyroll because guess what? Their whole setup is just there. You know what I mean? It's just there. It's not like most rated. I don't even think the stars. I don't even trust the stars because you know when you go to Crunchyroll and you see the stars, I was like, first of all, this is fire. Why there's no stars lit up in this?
Like who's deciding to put this here? You know?
Actually, no. I gotta push back. I gotta defend Crunchyroll a little bit because I'm scrolling through Crunchyroll. I see the collection like sexy teachers, and it gives me a bunch of anime with sexy teachers. Not the main thing. They just happen to be there.
They have been good at the like playlist for a
pop
while.
Stars, and it's a bunch of different various music anime. They have shoujo, they have shonen, they have BL, all combined.
They do have a variety of categories.
Does try to like have their categories, and they have some really fun, clever ones sometimes if you just browse through.
Yeah.
So Crunchyroll does decent.
Like Loving Dogs, and then they have like Full Metal.
Never mind, I withdraw my previous statement.
That's cold-blooded.
They've done that.
That's cold-blooded.
They've done it.
That's terrible. That's cold-blooded in so many ways. But if you think about it, a lot of people don't understand how many animes are released in a year. Like me personally, shout out to Mother's Basement. I'm waiting for you to tag us and just be like, let's work. But Mother's Basement, if you look at his seasonal stuff, there's like 50 titles that he spits out. I'm like, I didn't even know this came out this year. And some of them, but some of them, wow, okay. So you mean to tell me we can't just focus on Chainsaw Man? No, you don't have to focus on just Chainsaw Man. There's other like nobody talked about Vivi. That was top tier anime. I thought it was amazing, musical, everything. Kicking ass, and a female kicking ass on top of all that and singing bars. Are you kidding me? What more do you need? It was amazing. Like I said again, Our Taxi, beautiful story, amazing, on point animation. See, that's the thing. A lot of people, they're looking for the top tier Mappa, affordable type of animation.
Yeah.
This right here, story after story. There was even an episode that we didn't even get to see the main character, and we forgot what show we was watching, but it was so freaking good, and it all intertwined at the end of the episode. We was like, oh my god,
sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen a show like that.
If you haven't, Black Ramen, highly suggest it. We've been preaching this since what was it, 2020?
Since the moment it came out, really.
Since the moment it came out, honestly. It's a savior of that season, but you don't.
We have one similar like that. Reno Healer.
Shut the fuck up.
Reno Healer.
Wow. Wow.
I'm glad we're able to. We're family, right? We're family, right?
Look,
we can say
if
this.
you want to talk about vengeance,
Reno Healer. Let me tell you something. One thing about a revenge story, if it hits, and this one hits, ladies and gentlemen. But if it hits, there's nothing like a good revenge story where somebody is not, I don't want to forgive. I'm not Jesus. To give you what you gave to me times 10. It's so sad. You know how you drink a cool drink in a hot day and then you say, redo a healer is my
shout out to the K-drama we just watched, Glory, for that great. Oh yeah,
Glory. Revenge stories. That's one thing. Revenge stories that hit is amazing. But that's one thing. The thing I wanted to bring up, most importantly, is that I just want everybody to know, if you're in your new anime journey and you're on social media and you're looking at all these great posts, that's great. That's fine. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
But it's like you guys said, it is basically surface level. There's so much more to anime. Every year anime titles get released. We get more than 100. This is just a glimpse to tell you how much was released. During 2019, during the pandemic, only 80 titles were released that year. That's during the pandemic. So imagine how many titles are being released every year. I repeat, do not just focus on what Crunchyroll is pushing on you or what your famous TikToker is pushing on you for the time. Like Bree said, it's all about the numbers. I'm trying to get the likes. So what I'm going to do is talk about the anime that's going to get there. But I like you even more if you talk about some shit I never heard of and it's hit. Thank you.
Oh,
right?
exactly.
You know, here's the strategy for finding good anime without just relying on social media. If you watched a good anime you just liked, figure out who was your favorite character and look up what that voice actor did.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Look up the director, seeing what did this director also work on. Heck, look at the studio, see what else the studio worked on. Because if there's something you like in an anime, you should look for the person who made the thing you like.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as if you watch a movie with like Leonardo DiCaprio. What else has he done? You might like that too. Or if you like Christopher Nolan as a director, what other stuff has he worked on? You'll probably like that too. Same concept works for anime. That's a great point. I never even thought about it that way.
Yeah, it's amazing. Don't listen.
You can broaden your horizons so much.
It's not homework. It doesn't. It's like a treasure hunt. But when you find those coins, you're like, oh, this is good. This is good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody's a pirate at heart.
So then that strategy, you go across all genres. You can go from Cowboy Bebop to Carolyn Tuesday by following the director.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And like, you know, anime isn't even a genre. It's a medium to find a different genre. You can have horror, you can have mystery, you can have drama, you can have comedy, all within anime. So like, anime is not a genre. It's a way to watch, you know, content or media.
Right. But there's one thing we all do have to acknowledge. Social media has brought in a lot of new fans, and I know I complained about money earlier, but it has brought in more money to the anime industry by growing its space. So that and the streaming make it more accessible.
Everything's accessible now. Like now we're getting better merch. We're getting better streetwear. We're getting better. Not only that, there's some mangas that are getting reprinted, right? And which is awesome.
I think Black Ramen getting that treatment.
We love it. We love it.
Moggy's getting that treatment.
Love. But you see, my niece agrees. Only thing how I felt about social media taking over and making anime forefront mainstream. So I'm a little toxic. So I was a little nervous. So I was like, damn, I don't want these fresh breed new people fucking up my shit, right? But then I realized for selfish reasons, more people means more content. So all of y'all, if just come in. I embrace all of y'all. I don't care. Just come in because it means for me, I get more content. And that's what I want. I just want more content on top of content. But I do at some point want Mappa to stop certain series and putting episodes after episode. Sir, just relax. You're beating a dead horse. I don't want that to happen. But also, I want our new listeners, new consumers to understand that your voices are very loud and it could be heard. So if you see something that's a niche that's not being touched by these studios, do a TikTok about it. Do something about it.
Push Akiba made war, please.
That's more awareness, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. I love how we
go read Black Clover.
Oh my God.
Come back.
Go read Black Clover. Watch the movie when it comes out.
Support it.
Yo, I heard it doesn't get good for like 100 chapters.
I said the same thing about One Piece, but we're all One Piece fans.
No. One Piece started good.
I love that. It doesn't get good till after 100 chapters.
I love that.
I'm going to quote you.
I liked it from the beginning, personally. I mean, yeah, Asta was annoying. He was screaming all over the place, but
read the manga.
Yeah, that's why I did that.
You can't hear him screaming in the manga.
Yeah, you can't hear the screaming in the manga.
Exactly, yeah, like,
I enjoy Black Clover.
I definitely got better as it progressed, and I'd say the stuff in the manga now is better than anything that's been animated, personally. But I enjoyed it from the very beginning. I didn't take it super seriously. The people that said it's like a ripoff of Naruto aren't paying attention to what they're watching. Honestly, it has similarities. It's not a copy.
First, it felt like it. It took some time to become its own.
Okay,
a little bit. Yeah,
I said this. Okay, for the people that are saying Black Clover is just like Naruto. My question is, what the fuck is your problem with Naruto?
Yeah, like what's wrong about that?
Really wild is like whenever I saw Black Clover, my first thought was fairy tale more than anything. It's like there's magic and there's guilt. Like, why are we going to Naruto? But I remember when it was first coming out, I think it was Crunchyroll that was promoting it as the next Naruto. So I think that just kind of stuck.
But
when people
I think it was intended to be. Yeah. Exactly. So as Naruto is gearing up for the end, they wanted something for, well, one, for the money, but also for the fans to get that same fix and that feeling of seeing like a scrappy underdog in a slightly like fantasy-ish world growing and coming into his power to be like overwhelming god status by the end. So that
wants to be the wizard.
But then
Hokage,
they got Boruto as well.
Yeah,
it was what Boruto was kind of also intended to do, to continue a love along the similar veins as before. It's just they did Black Clover, which I think is more successful than Boruto, because it's at least its independent story.
Yeah, no, it knows what it is, and it doesn't rely on like its old characters to kind of carry the show. It has unique and very interesting characters, in my opinion. I love the cast. The Black Bulls is one of my favorite group of characters in any anime. I love the way like they all fight for each other. They all have different personalities. Granted, some of those personalities I'm not a huge fan of, like Ghost and his fucking sister complex.
We all know who you were talking about.
We all know that's weird. But at the end of the day, I still like that they all do care about each other and that they're all like, outcasts essentially that have come together to fight and be like form that family.
Asta, Luck, and Magma were rolling up to save.
To save Finral. That is one of my favorite scenes ever.
I get chills anytime it comes across like my TikTok feed, and
I like it every time.
They can be playing with fucking sand underneath. They can be doing whatever else. Like, I will watch just that clip because I love it so much. Because I would like, part of me was just like, please take a step. Please
move an inch. Fuck around, find out.
Give Asta and Luck the reason. Please fuck around. Please fuck around.
Yeah.
So just recently we got it was tweeted that Oda said going into this next arc.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yes. It's some shit going.
Some big things might happen. He says that apparently a major character might die this year. That's basically what he said, and
that's what he said. That's exactly what he said. I am
terrified. It's probably Garp. It's probably
I don't fucking know. It could be Garp. It could be
I think it could be Shanks.
Shanks?
But like he said stuff like that before and not followed up, you know what I mean? And like I'm not gonna
but then
talk about any spoilers.
Always take this into consideration. Oda is the biggest fucking troll on this planet.
He likes to troll his fans. Like, for example, my friend Eric, he's been reading the manga for years, and one of the biggest examples of him kind of like not necessarily trolling, but not always like following through with what he says. There, like while we were in Whole Cake, I think he said, "All right, this is the year that I'm starting like Wano arc, the most anticipated arc," and then he didn't start it for like another year and a half because he still keeps going. You know what I mean? So like you got to take even what he says with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I think like he says things to see a reaction, but it may not be as literal as it may seem.
I don't know if this is completely accurate, but I saw a thing that that Oda Googles Luffy's moves sometimes because he forgets them.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him. That's a lot of chapters.
There's a lot.
But it's understandable. It is Goda.
You got everything in the base form, everything in gear second, everything in gear third.
Yeah, there's a
gear
lot.
Fourth.
And there's a lot of characters to keep up with too. He's always introducing more characters. So
I always say that Oda's house, that room where he writes One Piece, wall full of characters with strings connecting to each character on how they met.
Looks like that. He looks like Charlie.
Are you ridiculous? It's like you have to keep track at every character. I was like, oh my God, what are you doing at episode 866? I saw you episode 26. Like, it doesn't make sense.
He doesn't forget.
You always forget, and let them not have the same haircut. you totally forget until the backstory comes in and you hear the ending music. Oh, it's amazing. So I just hope it is a trick. I hope he is trolling, because if Jinbei dies, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
It's not.
That's the thing. There's no character that could be. Yeah, it can't be anyone major in my opinion. I think it'll be.
He said major.
You think so?
No one's safe. No one is
safe. I mean, major. It could be anyone. It could be like Helmeppo.
The only person who's safe Kobe. Is Cabbage.
Cabbage.
Oh
my god. Why?
I am excited to see what happens though.
I mean, it could be Smoker.
Right, but when it happens, y'all.
Hopefully it's Kobe.
Will be there immediately.
Why? Hopefully.
I feel like that'd be a great end for him. He's like,
I don't think so.
I don't know.
He hasn't met Luffy.
Kobe has been here since the beginning. Like,
he got to do more.
Actually, I think for we meet Kobe before we meet Luffy.
That's true.
We meet Nami first.
We meet Nami first, technically.
Actually, yeah, Nami is very first.
But you want to know something about Smoker? I think he has the cure for lung cancer. He's not telling people. There's no reason he do with 3 cigars at one time.
His lungs are made out of smoke. He's fine.
Okay, that's true. That's
just one cure. It's kill him and take the fruit.
It's like
that's true.
We theorized that what was killing Whitebeard was the tremor fruit. Like he was always in a constant state of having a seizure.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot we talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell
you,
it would make more sense if because just weak bones.
Like you look at Kaido and you look at Big Mom, they're relatively among the same age, and like they're fine.
Yeah,
Kaido's pretty prosperous. I mean, even fucking Garp's clearly older. I mean,
but he's still kicking ass.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's man. Shout out to everybody's daddy. No, let me tell you something.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love how Oda introduced us to Whitebeard. When I saw him in the anime, he had an IV in his arm. I was like, oh man,
that man's juicing.
For real. And when it came time for him to do what he had to do, I was like, who is this old man? I was like, yo, this guy's amazing.
Yeah. I love him. Whole island, basically.
Let me just say this, because we're amongst One Piece fans. I have to say this, and then we're done. I watched anime for years, more than 10, more than 15, right? I wasn't a One Piece fan till recently. And I tell you this now, ladies and gentlemen, I never really fully appreciated anime until I tapped into One Piece.
Same.
I can 100% agree with that. Too.
It's just perfect. Perfection.
No anime can perfectly represent the evolution of anime from the 90s to current time.
That's a great way to phrase that.
I totally agree.
Like, if you want a visual representation of the evolution of anime, watch One Piece.
Bro, yeah, that's so true. Like, even in the early episodes of One Piece, there's that charm to it. You know, they like really emphasize certain thing that like makes you want to continue watching, and like that's how they did it back then, man.
Yeah, they didn't have to rely on like super crazy fights or top tier animation though. They had to carry it with the charm, the adventure, the comedy.
You got Luffy grabbing his cheek going Gomu Dakada. Dude, we don't get that anymore.
What got me for One Piece is when I first watched it and he first met Kobe. This is why I know I got hooked very soon. I'd seen a lot of protagonists up before that point, but for the first time, Kobe was thinking, oh, my life is hard. And Luffy's just like, I don't give a damn. I care about your life. Like, you're gonna be a bitch. You're gonna be a bitch. Don't put that on me. Right away. He doesn't want to be a hero. He just wants his meat.
Yo, like, wow, when he said that,
dude, I just took a nap in a barrel.
He just wants his meat. Okay, I got you. We are so canceled right now. We're so canceled.
Well, that's it. That's like a direct
quote. I got canceled 45 minutes ago.
Yeah,
that's
and honestly, if it was gonna happen, we would have been like 35 episodes ago.
Oh, dude.
Trust me,
what was that episode?
Very mundane.
What was that episode where you made fun of Boji?
Oh God!
No, that was him.
Shut up!
We were talking about like what you would get like characters for Christmas, right? And Martine, he said, what did you say?
A hearing aid.
A hearing aid, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
This is all
And then we started talking about things like we couldn't get in, like an iPod.
Well, I mean, if he has
Okay,
the
that's
hearing
them.
aid,
They keep it going.
Yeah,
I
that's
say
on
one
you
comment and I
guys.
move on.
but if he has
That
the
is
hearing aid, wouldn't the iPod now be
cold-blooded.
a great gift?
I feel like it would be. Yeah.
At this
I
point?
love that though. A hearing. I love that. I love that.
I need season 2 to be better.
Brother, but I couldn't. Like, you know, or maybe a better writer for the last 2 episodes. That was one too. Oh my God. Ranking of Kings had so much potential. Why did this happen? Oh my God. I'm so frustrated. The last 3 episodes, I was just like scratching my ass. Like, this can't be it. This can't be it.
I'm hoping season 2 is gonna be like really, really good.
They're doing a movie.
Oh, y'all pulling up for season 2?
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
excited for it.
I'm gonna watch the next season.
Yeah.
They did enough good work in the first few episodes.
Yeah, I really liked the characters and their motivations at the start. You know, and the way they sprinkled in the magic and everything. So hopefully, when they expand it, it's not too rapid pace.
I mean, it got dark real quick. You know me, I love the
That's
dark.
the thing. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to get dark. But that's
Nah,
what
we
hooked me. I was like,
yo, did you see the art cover?
Oh my God, why?
I was like, when we saw the art cover, what did we all say? Who's this baby with the
Yeah. Who cares about
it? Was gonna be. We thought it was gonna be trash, and then Derby was like, "Huh, Patty, our taxi." I said, "Okay, you know what? This might be our taxi for this." But we sat there, we ate it up until they brought the last course. I was like, "Who wrote this? Did somebody Did somebody catch COVID?
The bag.
Was somebody on vacation and approved this and not letting the other people know that this was approved? What happened? Was there a budget? Did somebody had to be like, okay, we need to finish this the last week? I don't know what it was, but the way they ended off with Shorty, that bitch that was in the fucking mirror.
Maranjo.
yeah.
Did you guys I watched that film like Maranjo was kind of the king side hoe. Then all of a sudden, the king's son. I was like, whoa, what?
Wild.
Man.
First of all,
like, I'm marrying her. Why?
No. No.
I'm from New York. Side bitches know where to put their spot at. You know where your place is. And
in the mirror.
If your dude ain't putting you in your place, then he's lost all control of the ship. That is it. I don't understand how you sit there. You do all this. Not only will I forgive you, this dude wants to. You get a husband and you get to be a part of royalty. The way I threw my remote.
The way I would have slapped that boy if he was my son. That hoe just tried to kill me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and his mom was okay with it. Yeah. What the fuck?
Like the amount of people who are dead because of her in this kingdom that you're supposed to be running. What?
She's just pulling the strings, bro.
Boogie didn't get his strength. This is bullshit.
It is. And you want to know something? There's a lot of situations where kids do stupid stuff, and you can't blame the parents because kids are their own people. But in this scenario, the mother was there, and I believe the mother should get the shit smacked out of her. Why are you sitting there? You think this is okay? Put some sense into your son. I don't understand. Why was this okay? Who approved this? Who approved this? I didn't think they would have the balls to come out with a season 2, but you see. My niece agrees with me. I don't understand why this was.
I still have a little bit of hope. I think it'll be okay. And honestly, give it a chance. Remember, it goes back to what we were saying. Like, we first looked at it, and I was not interested at all because of just honestly the art style. You know, I fell into that hole, and I was like, I don't like the way it looks. It looks childish. But then, give it just 2 or 3 episodes, and you'll very clearly see it's not what you think.
If it gets back to that core, it'll be amazing. If they actually have the political battles, the actual ranking of the kings, it'll be amazing. If it lets us know what is the prize when you get to number 1 and why is it terrible, it will be amazing. I just need to not do that last 2-3 episodes nonsense.
Yo, is that crazy dude in the woods actually the first king, like the first ranked king? Because that's my theory, and I want it confirmed.
I like that.
I like that theory. Yeah.
You know what? It's so crazy how we sat up here and we talked about art styles when we watched One Piece. One Piece is not One Piece.
I was about to say,
art
style is what got me on it. Yeah. Like, I saw a clip and I was like, damn, that looks like Disney but anime. I gotta check this shit out.
When did you see the clip? Like before 2010, at least. Because if it was in the 2000s and you saw the clip, I understand how you could suddenly be interested in it. But I feel like that is one of the biggest barriers to entry for One Piece. But at the same time, if you can get over that barrier and watch One Piece, it opens up all the rest of anime to you too.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like you cannot judge an art style if you've been watching One Piece since like East Blue. If you can watch East Blue animation on One Piece, then animation will never be a problem for you. You don't need Chainsaw Man level. You don't need Demon Slayer level. You can see past it and just see the core of something.
Me personally, I had trust issues. I don't trust any character that don't have eyelids. Luffy don't have eyelids. If you like this all the time and I don't know what emotion you have, I'm just like,
he's always smiling.
But that's
emotion.
No,
he's living his best life.
I read the eyes.
Happy.
I read
basically
the eyes.
High.
Yeah, life.
Well, but you know, I thank One Piece for that too, because we're able to not overlook, but I mean, art is subjective. We can say that, right? But the fact that Oda, I think Oda's a great artist. I'm not gonna hold you. I actually saw a video of him actually he draws really fast, and he's just like, first of all, real quick, we'll sidebar for Oda. Can you please make the panels a little bigger? Because I hate when you put
that is my biggest complaint about the manga.
I need a magnifying glass to watch, and then every single panel is very important and essential to all the stuff that he's writing.
Yeah,
you want to make it
the tiniest little panel, and there's so much detail, right? And I get it. He wants to fit a lot of stuff in there, but just like I wish
it was bigger,
spread out a little bit more. You know what I mean? I miss stuff sometimes, but no.
He's the reason I wear glasses now. Terrible. But I feel like what Oda tries to project when he tries to do the art, when he does the art style the way he does, based with the story being as great as it is, I think it's a balance of both, right? He wants the characters to still be likable, lovable, funny, but also when it gets dark and gets serious, it can get serious. But don't forget also that there is a silver lining behind all this hardship, behind slavery, behind corporate greed, behind the government, behind the backstories, and they still had the. I don't know. It's just everywhere. It's the fact that Oda gave us Sanji's backstory in 800 and so. Like, come on. Like,
yeah, for real.
Oh, you knew his backstory.
You knew him. Wait,
is the explanation for that fucking bounty poster.
Loved it. But I think that's the balance. Like, not all artwork have to be not all animations have to be top tier. Like you said, Chainsaw Man and Vinland Saga type style.
Yeah, if you have a good story and you know where you're going with it, the animation really is not going to matter that much, honestly. I think it carries enough of my attention really to keep wanting to know what's going to happen next. Like, that's what I want. You know, I want to get attached to these characters. I want to follow the story. I want to see them accomplish their goals. That is what hooked me on One Piece. Not the animation, not the fights, is the story.
It's the story.
The characters.
It's definitely One Piece. Definitely sophisticated my palette. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. And this is why we so dope as One Piece fans, because you know what? When a person says, "Oh, I don't want to watch One Piece, it's too long," then you don't need to. It's okay.
It's okay. You don't deserve it.
Well, you don't look at the numbers at One Piece. It's a journey. You don't pay.
Exactly.
If you're to the numbers, you're not enjoying One Piece. If you are paying it, you're not, and it's not meant for you. It's for people like me. Okay.
And it's not long enough.
I was gonna say I blinked. Right? We went from 1,000 to 1053.
Yeah, those flew by.
Like,
I remember
53.
Yeah. I remember watching y'all's reaction to the 1,000th episode. I remember when we recorded everything, bro.
When they redid the opening.
It was so good.
I loved that so much.
I'm so mad at myself because it was on the newspaper and I did not buy that article.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And I learned later, somebody told me on Instagram that you can actually order a newspaper 10 days from when it released and they'll send it to your home. But he told me on day 11. So I was like, this is a special place in hell for people like me. Like, you had all my info yesterday, even the day before yesterday. But no, you decided to tell me on the 11th day. Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, why would you even bother telling me this information? Like, what good does it do me?
Right. And oh, this is one of my favorite quotes when I talk about One Piece. It may not be your favorite, but it's your favorite's favorite. You may not like One Piece, but all the other mangakas out there, they all put it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Level. One Piece level. So
100%.
if that doesn't convert you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what will. If this episode don't do it for you, I don't know what will.
Oh, for real.
I don't know what will. But it's been a journey, and oh man, I love it.
It's been so much fun.
It's
Yeah, you never regret being a One Piece fan.
oh never,
Nope.
never.
It only
never
keeps
will.
paying off.
Anybody who says like, "Oh, I watched One Piece and I didn't like it," you're fucking lying.
You're really watching.
You're trying to be the hipster. Trying to be the cool kid.
Yeah.
You just don't want to admit that you like it more than Naruto now.
See, it's a big three for a reason. It's not up for debate. Big three is a real thing. It's not. You can change it.
It's
all you
never
want.
changing. It's staying the same.
It's gonna be what it is, and that's the big three. And One Piece is still
The top of the big three.
it's still going. Like
Still carrying shonen, bro. Like
Still
easily.
going, still in the top 5 like all the time.
It's competing with like best, like Luffy got best character or favorite character next to like Joel from The Last of Us and other fucking characters like in mainstream
Media
TV shows and
For the
media.
past 2 years. Okay.
Mhm.
Last year, it was the #1 watched TV show above Stranger Things and Wednesday.
And House of the Dragon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the manga is the second most sold comic book in the world, above Batman and below Superman.
654
And-
million copies in circulation.
And take this into consideration: Superman and Batman have so many reboots, alternate timelines, different artists. This is One Piece, one coherent story, and it competes with the biggest.
Yeah.
Like,
Can I just say this? Goku could never. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Goku could never. But it's amazing to see that, and y'all, it's just to be alive right now at this time, to just
Oh, yeah.
for real.
A good
just
time to be an anime fan.
It's just,
We're eating, man.
man, it's just awesome. And I hope I know our biggest concern is the voice actress who does Luffy's voice, because she's thinking about retiring and she's trying to look for another person to do Luffy. I just want her to live long enough to do it. Just drink it.
She did recently come out and say that she can do another 10 years.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
she's like, I'm ready to
That's all I
go.
need.
But she also been grooming someone
Like
to
she
take over.
She
Yeah.
talked to Oda.
Use a different word.
Yeah.
Yes. Guys, look on me. I love her.
Bro, imagine like that's my grandma. She's over here.
What?
That'd be so dope.
What? I would make her do my voicemails on my phone all the
For
time
real.
in Japanese. You crazy? No, I want her to sing the one that she sung on Skypea.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll come in, beep. Leave a message after the tone.
Oh, that would be the
guys,
greatest
that
grandma
was-
ever.
Right.
What is man, I don't need Thanksgiving to come to your house, bitch. I'm coming tonight. Like
Do you
it's
guys
a wrap.
do you guys know that she's been dubbing Krillin since Dragon Ball?
Yes, she has. Yes, she has. As a
Like-
matter of fact, there's an episode where her phone rings and it's a One Piece.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the Dragon Ball Super
Yeah,
episode.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Like, she's an OG voice actor. Oh my goodness.
All right. With that, I think it's about time we all start
Yeah.
wrapping things up. So since we're all visiting each other's
Sorry.
podcast, give socials for everyone so everyone knows where to find the others.
Please.
Okay, so you guys can always listen to the podcast every Wednesday on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and Spotify podcaster app now. I can't say Anchor
Oh,
anymore.
yeah.
Anchor's not a thing.
Well, Anchor is still technically a thing. I think it's just owned by
The
Spotify
app
now.
is no longer
Yeah,
that.
you saw how the app
It's
looks?
called the
The app-
Spotify for podcasters.
Yes.
Mhm.
the
Oh, I gotta update my app then. Mine
Yeah.
says Anchor.
You guys
Yes.
can check. You guys can actually watch the video a day early on the Spotify through that, or you guys can watch it on YouTube. Anime Alchemist podcast comes out on Thursday. You can always check out my fuck you TikTok at MVJoro.
My Negarish Mataro.
And then you can also check out the podcast TikTok at the Anime Alchemist podcast. And if you guys are also ever looking for like another anime community, if you guys ever want to talk some shit, maybe role play, watch some anime, we have a Discord. It is the Misdirection Pirates.
Ooh.
They have anime debates on.
Yeah, we have anime debates every Saturday.
Yep.
Um,
They do the role playing as well too.
mhm. And then if you guys don't know, and you guys are just hearing this, we do have merch. So I don't know if you guys know this, and it's cool. Like we have a little mascot character. His name's Anthony, aka Tony.
An
He's,
Italian accent.
Oh.
Tony, yeah, with the Italian accent, you got to get the Tony. He's an anime alchemist, and we took like the inspiration from Oda's cover stories, and we are creating a story for Anthony as he travels throughout the anime multiverse. And so this first one, he's literally busting out of a barrel. He's got like a beaker in his hand, and it's his design, and it's in a One Piece style.
Yeah, the art style.
And then in the back, like he's busting out like on a port, you see Bartholomew's ship, and like that's just it. Like it's just and then we put like on a shirt, on a hoodie. It's really cool.
Who's drawing this? Who's drawing this?
We had a custom designer or a graphic designer.
You guys got money. Stop playing.
Nah.
No.
Took it out of my savings. Don't worry.
Yeah, honestly. Like I don't eat sometimes.
Worth it.
It's all right. Yeah.
But if you guys don't know, we'll have all their infos on the bottom of this video. So you can always stay tuned with Anime Alchemists. They've been great. I just want to say thank you guys for taking the time to collab with us. I love your TikToks. When y'all go live and y'all set up, I'm like, oh man, this is so fire.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And it's been great. This has been one of my
Maddie, you need to give them our stuff too.
Yeah.
Can I give them their flowers before I sit there?
Now you're hesitant to drop our name? Now you have a problem with it?
All right.
Foreplay. I appreciate foreplay. Thank you. Don't just
You got finesse a little bit. I mean, oh, God, you so raw. Anyway, Black Ramen Podcast. You can find us, ladies and gentlemen, on Instagram at Black Ramen Podcast, all one word spelled. I changed that. Thank you. We have a link tree where it takes us to where it can take you to all our merch, our videos on YouTube. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a Discord as well. We talk a lot of shit on there too. Just go on there. We got a segment on there. We got a little what you want? A chat where it says better than Tony. Please put everything all the titles that you're watching this year that you think is too good to be shown in, put it in there. We want to see. We want the community to grow and just know all the titles that they should be talking about and not just your basics. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a Patreon. If you want us to eat more ramen and have more flavor packets this year, go to our Patreon, donate, be nice, be generous so we can continue to collab with great people like Anime Alchemists, and everybody that's on TikTok that's really doing their best to make sure the anime community grows. Not to mention, if you want drip, if you want pins, we got cool pins too. Just go to our Redbubble, get our merch, and hopefully we get to see some of y'all at DreamCon. Don't know. Hopefully we get to see y'all at DreamCon, and we are doing another anime karaoke event. Stay tuned so we could tell you when. And I think I covered all the bases. Did I do okay, Bree? Because I see you glaring at me. What happened?
I had to make sure you got it right.
All right.
Yeah, I approve.
Appreciate you.